Hello everyone, welcome back to CS Netflix. In this video, we'll be discussing about lost update problem which might occur in your concurrent transactions. Before this, we have also discussed two more problems which might occur due to concurrent transactions. Those are unrepeatable read problem and your dirty read problem. If you haven't watched those videos yet, do watch those videos to get a clear picture about the issues that might occur due to concurrent transactions. And if you haven't subscribed to CS Netflix yet, do subscribe and keep watching. Now let us discuss lost update problem with the help of an example here. Now before going to this table, consider you and your sister, any sibling for that matter. Now you already had rupees 100 in your account and rupees 50 has been added today. You have got rupees 50 as your pocket money and you have added rupees 50, and the total value you know is right now 150 in your account. This is the value you know and you have stored it in some particular place. But what happens, siblings usually do these things, and at least my sister has done it many times. After you put that money and went, your sister comes in and she tries to take rupees 50 from your account or whatever your piggy bank. Okay, so what happens now? Your sister has taken the amount and then she hasn't informed you about that. But what she is doing, she has taken this amount and she has spent it somewhere else. That means that amount has been totally gone now. You don't have that track of that amount. So now your amount is having only rupees 100. Now when you come back in the evening later and you check out, amount should be 150, but there is only 100 rupees in your account left. So what will you feel? You will feel either, okay, did I put those rupees 50 into the account in the morning? Did I put it in this piggy bank or did I keep it somewhere else? Have I lost it? You might get so many questions, right? The same thing happens here. The same thing is the lost update problem which occurs during your concurrent transactions. Let us now understand with the help of this example here. Now T1 and T2, there are two transactions. A has initially rupees 100. Now C, read operation is being performed on A. That means rupees 100 were read by operations on transaction T1, the first read operation, and then rupees 50 has been added to this and write operation is being performed, which means you are saving this temporarily. Yes, you are saving it in your account. Now in the meantime, what happens? T2 comes in. T2 tries to add another 50 rupees. Yes, it is going to add another 50 rupees. So another 50 rupees will be added to what amount? It will be added to rupees 150. So now total becomes 200 and that will be returned to your A's account, right? That will be returned to your A's account. And now see what it is doing. T1 had not committed the value at all. T1 had just performed the operation and the changes were saved temporarily. But here T2, after performing the add operation and updating it, it is also committing the operation, which means the changes made to the account of A should be permanent. The permanent changes are being made by transaction T2. Now what happens? After the commit has been performed by T2, now T1 is trying to commit. Now when T1 tries to commit, the value should be 150. But as you can see, the value is currently 200. Now what happens? Transaction T1 is in confusion. So what it is happening? It is trying to overwrite. Yes, it is trying to overwrite the value performed by some other operation. So try to understand here. T1, transaction T1 is trying to overwrite the value which has been performed by some other transaction T2. It is not trying to perform the commit operation on the value. It has made changes. It is trying to commit the operation on the value that has been changed by some other transaction. So that is the concept of lost update problem. So I hope the concept is clear. So whenever you are making some changes without you are making some changes and you have not committed yet, but in the meantime some other transaction has made the changes and now the other transaction has committed, and after the second transaction has committed, again you try to commit the data. You will not try to commit the data which you have changed. You are trying to commit the data which other transaction has changed, which means you are overwriting on the transaction of someone else. Yes, so that is the concept of lost update problem. Now see here, let us read the theory about it. In the lost update problem, update done on a data item by a transaction is lost. See, update done by update done to a data item. So update done to a data item A, it was 150. Update done by T1, yes. By a transaction T1 was making this update on the data item A, is lost. Why is it lost? Why was 150 lost? Why T1 could not commit 150? Because it is overwritten by the update done by another transaction. Because in the meantime, T2 tried to add 50 to 150 and it also committed the operation. Making the total to be 200. So whatever changes was made by one transaction T1, which is 150, that couldn't be saved, and because of the transaction made by T2, and T1 was trying to commit the operation performed by T2. That is, T1 was trying to overwrite the amount in T2. So that is the concept of lost update problem. So I hope the lost update problem is now clear. There is one more problem which might occur, that is a phantom read problem, which we'll be discussing in the next video. So stay tuned for the next video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to CS Netflix yet, do subscribe, because we'll be discussing MCQs also on these particular concepts which we are studying now. And also, if you do like the video, then hit the like button and share it with your friends. Keep watching and stay tuned.